Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Yogmaster3, and it's finally time to make the top 5 of the month for the month of May. So, like usual, I'm gonna go through these like from number 5 up to number 1, obviously. So, uh, yeah, let's go. At number 5, we have the film called Eastern Condors, which was released in 1987, directed by Sammo Hung. Really entertaining and fun, like Hong Kong, like type of action film. I mean, sometimes when it comes to some of those Hong Kong productions, I think they're really good in the 80s. And this is a really fun and entertaining and a very action-filled film. So if you do love action films, go give this one a shot. Eastern Condors, really entertaining. Then at number 4, we have a film called We Need to Talk About Kevin, which I think very many people talked about when it was new. And like you probably all know me at this point, I kind of avoid films when they hype it up so much. I kind of like wait for it to get like not as talked about, just so I can um, keep my expectations like in the middle and not in the low or like high expectation. Because sometimes you just have really high expectation for some specific film because people are like hyping it up, and then it just turns out you think it's mediocre or bad or yeah whatever. But we need to talk about Kevin. Is I think it's labeled as like a horror film from time to time, but I would say it's way more of a very dark and depressing type of drama film. And I think Tilda Swinton did an amazing job in this one, and you really feel sorry for her character in this one. Yeah, number 4 we have yeah, we need to talk about Kevin at number 4. So number 3 is another. I think this is like a black and white film. I don't really like the title of this one because it's just called Laura, and it's from 1944. The main reason why I wanted to why I wanted to watch this was because of Vincent Price. This is a very earlier role of his, and he didn't really quite have that special type of voice at this point yet in his career. But that doesn't matter. I think he was really great in this one. Like all the other actors in this one did an amazing job as well. This is sort of like a weird mystery film as to who's sort of like a who done it type of deal. Or like who's responsible. Really nice, interesting mystery film in general. Really great atmosphere as well. So if you like some of those black and white films from the 40s, go give that one a shot. So yeah, Laura at number 3. And at number 2, we have might actually be one of the best World War II films that I've seen in quite a while. And usually, when it comes to World War II and like movies based on that, it's usually about the Germans, like the not really sure if I can even mention that, but the NCs. I'm just gonna say NCs, and you probably know what I'm referring to. But it's just mainly about those parts of the war and whatever. You rarely hear anything about the other side of the war, like for like China and Japan and stuff like that. But this is sort of like similar to. Similar to Men Behind the Sun, which I think is a really great film. And basically, the war crimes committed by the Japanese during the where they pretty much like captured um, Chinese and Russian prisoners, um, and then they did some really horrible experiments about it. This film doesn't really have anything to do with the experiments themselves, but it does take place in China during, I think it's 1937, 1938 or something. Um, the 37 according to IMDb. But this is sort of like the point of view. Sometimes it's really frustrating because sometimes when you watch some of these war films, you usually just watch it from a specific point of view, like from the Germans' point of view, or the Russians' point of view, or the Americans' point of view. I think this film had really great balance because they show the point of view from the Chinese people and from the Japanese soldiers. So, like, yeah, pretty much. So, I thought that was a really great and nice balance to that, which I thought was really great. I think that's one of the main reasons why I really liked this so much because they showed both sides of the coin, so to say. And it's just so sad and depressing as well. But it's such a well acted film as well. So it's not a film that you would like rewatch over and over again, but it's a really fantastic war film in general. So yeah, City of Life and Death from 2009 at number 2. And the number 1 is a film which I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I had not watched this earlier. Now I've watched every single one of these films in this series, but I'm just referring to the first one in the like sort of like remake series or whatever. But Rise of the Planet of the Apes from 2011. Uh, I'm surprised of how much I really enjoyed this one. This is probably one of my new favorite ones in the entire series, and that's saying a lot. I thought it was really great, well put together, and I was so surprised to see James Franco in this role, because usually I'm not really the biggest fan of him, and especially not since he's been in so many of those Seth Rogen films, which I used to despise. But in this one, he did such an amazing job in playing this like sort of like a science type of guy, walking around trying to find like a cure for his father who has Alzheimer's, I believe. So I thought that his motivation for that was really interesting, and the whole like chemistry between him and the monkey Caesar. I thought that was really interesting and really cute as well. And I mean, this is an amazing film. I'm not going to spoil the ending. I think the ending I thought was really great and really one of the highlights of this entire film. I'm not saying the ending is the only good thing about the film, because I think the entire film is really well made, and I'm really mesmerized by some of these CG effects in this one, because I didn't really expect the best out of that. Because sometimes when it comes to the newer films and the CG, it looks really stupid. But in this one, I thought they did an amazing job with that. Um, and yeah, that's it for the top five of the month for the month of May. Speaking of Planet of the Apes, I am planning to make something special in the near future about that series. Uh, but once that happens, I'm probably just going to leave the link down below in this description so you can watch that particular video if that ever happens. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed this particular video, and see you next time. Bye bye.